What's going on, everybody? Josh Engleman and Ben Rasa here for Awesemo.com, and we are back with another PGA ConTENders major edition this time. We're here for the U.S. Open, coming off of a less than stellar set of picks for us last week at the Palmetto, whatever it was, winning by Garrick Higo. I don't know who or what that is either, so we didn't get that one right, unfortunately. Fitzpatrick knocking on the door, but not quite there. We'll get into that. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. How did that go for you last week?
No, not great. You know what? Props to a lot of people, some on Team Awesemo that were about Garrick Higo, a South African who's been doing good in Europe. I was not on that wavelength. I'm not going to even try to slant it. I don't think that he's nearly as good to win on the tour, and he proved me wrong. We'll see what he can do this week, because he's certainly in the field. That was a weird situation. The week before a major is always, you know, it's hard to gauge what guys are at, and you've got DJ and Brooks, but now we get the best of the best, and we get it on a course that we see during the year, which is somewhat interesting.
Yeah, that's really surprising. You wouldn't expect that to double up, particularly in this way, but we do. We've already seen this course this season and every other year at the Farmers. How much does that play a role for you?
So it's a double-edged sword. Of course, like everyone else, I'm human, and I'm going to look at the Farmers course history, and you see guys that have really loved it there, and it's got to feel good. But this is the U.S. Open, and they can change these courses very quickly. And I don't think that Torrey South, which is always somewhat difficult, is really going to be Torrey South. It's going to be a souped-up version, and it's going to be even more extreme because this is the U.S. Open. So it can lead you astray, but it's also something to look at. I think I'd be lying if I said I completely ignored it.
Yeah, I looked at it as well. It certainly helps when your guy didn't miss the cut and played well. Like, it's just, as a tiebreaker, that'll help me a little bit. So I did look at it a little. I'm just excited to watch it. This is going to be a really fun weekend. I can't wait.
Yeah.
You want to go first or second?
So I don't even know who has the honor. There's no honor right now on this show.
There's not.
I'm going to change it up. I'm going first.
Okay.
I've been going second. It hasn't been working. I'm going right out of the gate here. I'm starting with an outright, 25-1. Patrick Cantlay, first major for him. And this is a situation, my first thought when I saw that price is, do I think that Patrick Cantlay is the most likely to win the U.S. Open? The answer to that would be no. I do not. But when he's 25-1, and the guys that I think are more likely to win the U.S. Open are 10-1 and 12-1 and 15-1, that's a big gap. That's a big gap in a price. I think Patrick Cantlay is amongst the guys that should be in that conversation. He's a player that's very well-rounded. Say what you want, it's not his fault that Rahm had to withdraw, and he took advantage of it. He won the Memorial, and he was fantastic there. Again, would he have won if Rahm stayed in? Probably not, but he still would have played very well. He gained 14 strokes tee to green there. He was 23rd at the PGA, but he gained 9 strokes tee to green there. That was prefaced by 4 missed cuts. Clearly, he's out of that funk. He's a California guy. Not a ton of experience at Farmers, but more importantly for me is just playing the event. I don't really care how they did as much, but he's been there enough. He can handle this. And 25-1 is what sealed it. That is a great number on a world-class player.
No qualms. We're in the same sort of ballpark for our outright odds. I'm going to plus 2,000. Definitely wasn't going to be your guy. I'm going to Xander Schauffele. I expected a slightly different reaction. I'm excited for this.
Oh, no. I almost took him.
Ooh,
San Diego boy, yeah. Runner-up at Farmers. Go ahead. Tell the people.
There we go. Well, that's what I'm leading with. Tied for second this year at the Farmers. Now, very clearly here, this is not the same course, but he was 5th at the U.S. Open in September. So that at least shows me that he could be at the top of a major, but he has been at the top of a major before. 2nd at a Masters, 3rd at the U.S. Open. He's got a 2nd at the British Open. He's due to get over the hump as far as I'm concerned. The miscut at the PGA Championship is not really ideal, but 4 top 10s in his last 5. The big things for me that I was looking for, at least out of the gate, length off the tee and putting. 26th in driving distance for Xander this year, 38th in strokes gained off the tee, 8th in putting. So he's getting the 2 things that I want the most at this point. I like plus 2,000 quite a bit. 20-1 on Xander feels pretty good. And that extra little bonus of being T2 at Farmers earlier this year made me feel a lot better than some of the other guys in this range that I was looking at.
it would have been fascinating because Xander has been awful at Torrey year after year, and everyone, it's in his backyard, and he finally corrected that this year. If that didn't happen, I would have loved to see what people would be talking about, because his course history was atrocious for a long time here. But listen, the guy's played in 4 U.S. Opens, and his worst finish ever is 6th. I mean, what can you say?
Love it.
So there you go. No problems with that. Got 2 good ones there. Now, as you're going to hear in a second, my quality of golfer drops a little bit. Top 10, 15 to 1. So I'm almost getting the same number. It's Johnny Vegas, who is a guy, again, do I look to Johnny Vegas often in majors? No, because he's rarely in them. But he has low-key been driving the ball pretty much better than anyone on tour. I know that seems ridiculous, but it's not a stretch. He gained 7.7 strokes off the tee at Palmetto. He was runner-up there. He's made 5 straight cuts, and he has a key weapon. His driver. If he can, you're going to need to drive it long and straight here, and that's going to set you up. Now, can Johnny Vegas, even if he does that, will the rest of the game carry him? That's a reasonable question, but tee to green, he's been fantastic. He's been positive in 7 of 8. And this guy, when he pops, he tends to really pop. So 15 to 1, it's going to be a brutal test, but he has the advantage off the tee amongst basically everybody. He's up there with the elites, and that alone put me in the market for him, just a sliver. But at 15 to 1, you can make a big return.
I looked at him last week. Obviously, I didn't take him, so I'm not trying to look for any pats on the back, but he was on the short list. That didn't work out for me at all. I'm surprised the odds are as long as they are. He has been playing pretty well, so I like that. He was someone that I didn't really look at here, but I'm going to regret it now when you inevitably get that top 10.
Correct. On all fronts.
I also have a top 10, not nearly as long of odds, plus 490 for Louis Oosthuizen. And I realize on the previous one, I said that I was looking for a little bit of length off the tee. Not exactly Louis' game, 103rd in driving distance, but in 2021, he's the best putter on the planet, leading everybody strokes gained putting. I'll take what I can get there. And he's 39th in strokes gained tee to green. So while the distance off the tee isn't there, it's not like he's playing poorly in any other facet of the game. Everything's looking pretty solid, and he's been good as of late. Tied for 18th at the Memorial, back-to-back top 10s at Valspar and the PGA Championship. He was tied for 29th at the Farmers in January, which is not a top 10, but it's fine. It's better than going home early. And he's finished second at every single major in his career, along with his win in the Open Championship in 2010, which obviously 11 years ago makes him a very different golfer. But I just don't see a scenario where a top 10 would be crazy here. And I'm getting him at plus 490 as well. And I like that combination.
I mean, it's Louis. Before the show, you said we couldn't have duped. Louis is my favorite player maybe on tour.
I knew that we weren't going to dupe on the top one. I said there's one that I thought it could have been, and that was the one.
Yeah, Louis, his putter has been doing a lot. That's always a little scary, but it's been like that for months. He easily could have won at Zurich. He hit it in the water with his teammate in Schwartzel. He was there at the He's there. He's just always there. Say what you want about breaking through, but his ability with long irons, his ability now with the short game makes him dangerous pretty much every time he tees it up. And the good thing about betting, everyone's worried about the withdrawals with Louis. If he withdraws before a tournament, your bet is void, so you don't care. I have no problem with that either. All right, my last bet, by far my favorite. We don't really do units on this show, but this one will be a multi-unit play for me, no doubt about it. Going to the made or miscut market. We're going to a miscut for Phil Mickelson. Plus 120. I cannot believe that number. I don't want to say I was stunned because it's Phil and he's coming off what is the most stunning, obviously, in a major win. But I still don't care about any of that. It's Phil Mickelson. It's a course that's going to demand that you drive the ball. And yes, can he conjure it up? Obviously, we've seen that. But a made cut, a miscut, when I'm getting plus 120, we're talking coin flips. There's more than a coin flip chance that Phil is just out of contention. He followed up his groundbreaking win with a miscut at the Charles Schwab. Farmers has destroyed him many, many years in a row. Long term, of course, like anything, when Phil was in his prime, he could handle any conditions. This is not that. And I think the recency bias for him and Higo in particular are two guys that I'm stunned to see plus 120 on a guy like Phil. This is a full field. It is top 60 in cuts. This is the hardest made cut in golf. You're talking about like 40%, if that, getting through. Phil is not getting through. I'm getting plus money. This is one of my favorite bets we've ever done on these videos.
I love it. I had no idea that's where you were going, but that's super fun to me.
Get out, Phil.
He's going to win back-to-back majors.
If he wins back-to-back majors, I don't do the humiliation bets like you and Lofty, but we will think of something for me, because that is not possible. But I also would have said it was not possible for him to win the last one. So what do I know?
I have a feeling we'll be filming this next video under a bridge or something if he happens to win another major.
It's fair. That's fair. Where are you going?
All right. I don't have anything. I hope that you don't find this one nearly as egregious as that one sounds. And by the way, I like that a lot. I just wasn't expecting it. And it's a hilarious thing to want to cheer against for this coming Thursday. Top 20 plus 500. I'm going to Carlos Ortiz. So does have a win on tour this year at the Houston Open. So certainly helps to know that someone can win. Clearly, slightly different course context, slightly different field quality, but that's neither here nor there. You can get a W and that helps. He's made 5 straight cuts, including a top 16 at the Memorial last time out. 39th in driving distance. Good enough. Putter is passable. That's fine. T29 at Farmers in January. So at least he's in sniffing distance of the top 20. Same course. Helps out a little bit. When push comes to shove, though, he's just sort of solid in everything. Positive in strokes gained in all the major categories this season. I just feel like he's better than plus 500. If you told me that like his true odds were plus 425 here, that would make some sense to me. I'm gaining a little bit of wiggle room. And I didn't see a ton in the top 20 market. I didn't look at all at the made cut or miscut stuff. So when I drew my line in the sand at the T20 market, I didn't see a ton that I was looking to grab that I didn't already talk about now. I would like some trickle down of the guys that I already mentioned. So for right now, plus 500, got to get in there 1 out of every 5 times just to break even. I'll take my shots.
Guy like that, he's in a large bucket of players for me where their results on a week to week it looks like value, but can it translate? Carlos Ortiz, in his career, has played in 6 majors. His best finish ever was 52nd. Most of them are miscuts. So can he take that leap in this type of field and this type of setting? That's really the only question. We see guys all the time who do this. You're getting 5 to 1. If he gets enough opportunities, I venture to say that he will have some success. I don't think he's going to be a major winner or anything. You're talking about a top 20. So you really just need him to get through. And again, it's going to be a small number of guys playing that weekend. You take your shot. And plus, like I said, we already eliminated Phil, so that's one less golfer for Carlos Ortiz to have to beat. He's already gaining value as we speak.
3 up and 3 down, man. We're in again. And we got to break out of this schneid. It's a lot more fun when you and I show up and it's like, we both got one.
I'm getting one this week. I am planting my flag that Phil Mickelson will not be playing the weekend. And we're going to start there. And then I've got some outs, with some outrights. And you get one of those, as you talked about at the beginning of the year when you hit Kevin Na at massive odds. That sustains you for months. And that's the beauty and the tilting part of betting PGA outrights.
Do you have any idea where we are next week?
I have zero idea where we are. I am solely focused on the US Open. And I will say, of course, we have you covered in every angle from the DFS side to the betting side to the one and done. Anything you're doing at the US Open, we have content for. So come on in, even if it's just for the week. We have great shows all week. Find that, get on in, and it's going to be a great time and a great tournament.
There we go. Check out everything we have to offer. And don't worry, whether we know what's going on next weekend or not, we will be back with another PGA Contenders. That part, I guarantee. Good luck on all of your bets. Good luck in DFS if you're playing. One last call, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and then we're out. Good luck, everybody. Go Phil. Just kidding, man. He's going to not make the cut, I swear.
That's right.